Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch and the Switch 2 in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we're going from the 1st of December up until the 7th, and there's definitely some big games coming out in this week. So which games are coming out? Well, let's find out. Let's kick off then with Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This is Tribute Games and .enu teaming up once again, as they've done too much success in the past, in collaboration with Marvel Games to create this new beat-em-up. The story is based around an unprecedented attack being launched across the galaxy, with all life now hanging in the balance. It goes on to say that Nova, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Viola Fell, Captain America and many more heroes, both Earthborn and Cosmic, will join forces in a star-spanning brawling adventure against the deadly Annihilation Wave. There are 15 playable heroes, and it says whether you're an old school expert or first time fan, you'll find a familiar face somewhere amongst them, and it also includes the Cosmic Swap Tag Team system. You choose 2 heroes for each level and switch between them instantly, creating unique combos and powerful special attacks. It's got a lovely colourful pixel art style with some nice hand-drawn animation in there as well by looks of it in terms of cutscenes, and judging by the games that have been brought to us in the past from these companies, it's one I'm very much looking forward to. I've fallen well away from the superhero films and comics and what have you over the years. I rarely watch them these days unless it's with my kids, but video games about superheroes have always been fun. I mean, they're perfect for such things, and I do love me a good beat 'em up, as I've said once or twice on the channel before. This one's out on the 1st of December for £26.99, or your regional equivalent, and that's a Switch 1 and Switch 2 release. Next we have the Simogo Legacy Collection. This brings together 7 games from developer Simogo's past between 2010 and 2015. These were released initially on mobile platforms, it says here, although I know at least one of them was released on a console because I played it. But the games that are included are Cosmo Spin, Bumpy Road, Beat Sneak Bandit, Year Walk, Device 6, The Sailor's Dream, and SBLT. There are also some other bits included in this collection, including some playable prototypes of some of those games, which is quite an interesting addition to have on any sort of collection. The one I played was Year Walk, which was a very interesting game. I think it was based on Scandinavian mythology, something like that. I played it around Halloween on the Wii U, and it was like a side-scrolling horror game, basically, with a lot of lore behind it. I enjoyed it, actually. It was very different. This one's another one that's out on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, again for the same price, on the 1st of December, £13.49, or your regional equivalent. Okay, next then we've got Assassin's Creed Shadows, which released on other consoles earlier this year, I believe it was, and this promises specific features tailored for the Switch 2 version, including intuitive touchscreen controls for menus and map navigation, but also for hideout building. You play as a shinobi and must use light, sound and shadows to evade detection, infiltrate enemy strongholds with many parkour options, including the new grappling hook, distract guards with shuriken or smoke bombs, and assassinate your targets. It's set in feudal Japan, and it promises dynamic seasons, shifting weather and environmental destruction across a number of different locations, from majestic castle towns to serene shrines and sweeping countryside, according to the blurb. This scored very well on the other platforms that it released on. I think it was back in March of this year. And I've kind of fallen away with the Assassin's Creed series a little bit. There was definitely a time where they were so frequent in their releases that fatigue definitely set in. But the setting of this one definitely makes it one that I'd like to dive into. I didn't have any of the other systems that it released on when it did first come out. I have since got a PS5, but it's now coming to the Switch 2, which is good, so another option. This one's out on the 2nd of December and will cost £49.99. Right, also this week we've got Octopath Traveler 0. It says here that you'll start from 0 and discover the newest entry in the Octopath Traveler series. Experience a story of restoration and retribution over the Divine Rings, an epic saga that unfolds across the realm of Ostera. It goes on to say that you'll enjoy familiar features such as the series' HD 2D graphics, a fusion of retro pixel art and 3D CG, the player's ability to roleplay using path actions of their choice, and the break and boost system that can turn the tide of battle. It says you are the protagonist of the story. You can choose your appearance, voice, motions and favourite dish. You must restore your hometown through town building, inviting companions and allies to live in a town of your creation, and you'll engage in exhilarating and strategic command battles, choosing from over 30 allies to form a party comprised of up to 8 characters. I played both the original and the sequel, Octopath Traveler, and very much enjoyed both of them. I did think the sequel was better actually. I think it moved the series on in a good way, so I'm intrigued to see where they go with this new edition. This is also out on the Switch or the Switch 2, and there is a demo that you can download and give it a try first, should you wish.
Witness a tale of beginnings that unfolds across Westera. Octopath Traveler.
Okay, then one from Nintendo themselves, we've got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Again, on the Switch 1 or the Switch 2, albeit this one is priced differently for both, and prices will be at the bottom of your screen. This has the shortest blurb in eShop history, I think. It says the galaxy's greatest bounty hunter, Samus Aran, will embark on a new mission in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. They clearly feel that actions speak louder than words, I suppose. Yet we've played a bit of this one actually twice now. We played 2 different sections of the game, a couple of different events. I'll put a card to our most recent video of our thoughts on what we've seen in the top right hand corner. And we also have 20 minutes of gameplay on our second channel, SwitchUp Extra, with us, just providing some commentary if you'd like to give that a watch too and just see a bit more of the game. My biggest take so far from playing it is the use of mouse mode to aim. It's the first time we've seen the Switch 2's mouse used for a first-person shooter, something that of course is commonplace on PC, and it does work very well. Very happy to report that. And the game does look lovely, let's be fair. This one releases on the 4th. As I said, prices were at the bottom of your screen, but it's £49.99 on the Switch 1 or £58.99 on the Switch 2. The next game is Old School Rally, which releases on the 4th and calls itself a nostalgic racing game that combines the charm of classic retro-style visuals with the thrill of international rally competitions. It's reminiscent of the late 90s rally games, full of nostalgia and charm according to its blurb, with a variety of rally tracks from around the globe, and you can race across different surfaces such as dirt, tarmac and snow, and challenge your driving skills. It promises a diverse lineup of rally cars inspired by the legends of the past, each with unique characteristics and features. I'm not the biggest fan of rally games. I do personally prefer kind of more standard arcade racers, if you like. But there is something about them that does intrigue me and always makes me want to try them. And the retro style of this one is definitely an interesting selling point. It seems to merge polygonal game art with photorealism in some of the screenshots that I can see at least. Looks really nice actually, I do like the look of this one, and there is a demo if you want to try it out, which is always good. £19.99 for this one or your regional equivalent. Right, the penultimate game is Nightmare the Lunatic. This is a roguelite action RPG depicting the struggle of escaping a never-ending nightmare. It says you have been trapped in a perpetual nightmare, and to escape this hair-raising hamster wheel you're stuck on, you must explore the dream to reach its end. It says use the actions at your disposal such as dash, dodge and parry to avoid the attacks of powerful monsters strutting through the dream and fight back against them. Smash through the bosses that guard each region in order to find clues for how to escape, and select up to 3 weapons to bring with you and swap between them depending on the situation. The layout of the dungeons change with every playthrough, giving a fresh, new feel to each adventure you embark on, and with each adventure, players will unlock new contracts and abilities, allowing them to create their own character builds and strengthen their basic skills. It's a side-on roguelite, a la Dead Cells I suppose, something like that, with a nice vibrant pixel art style, and it's going to cost £14.89 or your regional equivalent, and it's another one that's out on the 4th of December. And finally then, we've got Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny, which I'm fairly sure released for the Switch already, but this is the Switch 2 version, and it's coming out on the 5th of December. It says you'll embark on a fantastical quest with your favourite Nicktoons characters, reimagined as epic action RPG heroes. It goes on to say that you'll play as legendary Nickelodeon characters fantasy style, suiting up as SpongeBob SquarePants, Katara, Leonardo, and a host more, each reimagined into classic RPG character classes from Spellcaster and Wizard to Barbarian and Knight. You'll slash, cast spells and strategize your way through fast-paced, fluid combat, mastering each character's unique style and timing your combos to perfection. I looked at the scores for this one for the Switch 1 release, and I think they were hovering around 70% average. So make of that what you will, but yeah, as I mentioned, it's out on the 5th and it will cost £39.99 or your regional equivalent. So there you have it, that's another week of Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 releases. Will you be picking any of those games up? Do let us know in the comment section below. Some big heavy hitters there just in time for Christmas, that's for sure. Don't forget, if you're looking for eShop credit to pick any of these games up, you can use our website switchup.gg, and doing so will get you 5% of your purchase price back as cash back. And there's a link down there to Play Asia. If you're looking to import any games, use the link and code and you'll get yourself 5% off of your order from there. I've just imported some games myself actually recently. I got the Neo Geo Collection Volumes 5 and 6 and the Neo Geo Pocket Color Collection Volume 2. So yeah, nice little blast of retro goodness there. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.